right, welcome back to the morning show. Thank you so much for choosing to stay with us on this Tuesday morning. We're about to speak all things finance with DuPont. Who is DuPont, you ask? Well, this is a South African founded business that offers all South Africans a very simple, genuine and affordable opportunity to build a real income for themselves. As a South African company, they understand the unique and trying circumstances that many of us as South Africans find ourselves in. With this knowledge and understanding, DuPont created a unique and innovative wealth creation system that absolutely anyone can use to build a sustainable and recurring monthly income for themselves. Their wealth engineers connect interested people to DuPont and their partner insurers and facilitate the purchase of a number of financial products from which a potential stream of income is generated every single month. Now, South Africans can now take back control of their personal finances and their personal financial circumstances. Naturally, DuPont is a registered financial services provider. And to find out more about DuPont as well as their solutions, we're now joined by Brandon Benfield. He is the senior executive at DuPont. Brandon, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Nelly. Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure. I mean, we're going to be giving solutions to South Africans. These are trying times financially for a lot of us. But let's start with just background on who DuPont is and the work that you do.
Well, Nelly, fundamentally, we're an insurance business. But we have an unusual objective, and that objective is to create, as you just said, a recurring monthly income for South Africans. Now, we were chatting a little bit before. We started DuPont 7 years ago with the intention of trying to solve a problem that already existed 7 years ago, but we could not even imagine how bad that problem would become over the next 7 years to what it is today. And that's fundamentally the problem that South Africans no longer have alternatives in creating income for themselves.
Right.
10 days ago, we were here with you and you were talking about what was happening down in KZN. The floods that were happening down there, your mention in the news was that potentially another 4,000 jobs lost.
Yeah.
Every time we turn the news on, there's more jobs lost. And we don't ever hear about jobs being created. We hear about the hope for jobs being created.
Yeah.
But what we can see and what the economists are saying is that the generation that we live in now, from 18 to 65, is unlikely to see a turn in the South African economy where new and fresh job opportunities start to come in to our economy.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do about it? 7 years ago, we sat down and said, well, what are we going to do about it? This, our beloved country, how do we become part of the solution with what we know, what we knew, financial sector, insurance? We said, how do we turn it into something that can create income, real income for South Africans? And we didn't want it to be something that was not a genuine alternative to traditional employment and starting your own business. It needed to be real. It needed to be something that South Africans could control, something that was theirs, and something, most importantly, would be sustainable on a monthly recurring basis.
Sure.
And that's what we built with DuPont.
That's absolutely beautiful. And I suppose that this is the call as well from our president, who says this is not just the work of government, but everybody needs to come and do the work. And in my intro, Brandon, we spoke about wealth engineers. What are wealth engineers?
So wealth engineer is just the term that we use for South Africans that partner with us in building this business. We call them wealth engineers because they actually engineer their wealth. What's wealth? Wealth is, in our definition, a monthly recurring income. So if you're going to engineer your own income, you become a wealth engineer with us.
Right.
Now, as wealth engineers, we're going to ask you just to do one really simple thing. We just want you to tell everybody about DuPont. Just get out there.
That's all?
That's it.
I don't have to sell anything?
No selling. This is a common fear. Commonly people go, I don't want to sell anything. We don't. In fact, we contract you out of it. We say you're not allowed to sell any of our products. Understanding the regulatory environment in South Africa, you need to be licensed and experienced, etc. At DuPont, that's not what we're asking you to do. At DuPont, as a wealth engineer, your task is to get out there and tell every South African about the fact that we now have a genuine alternative to creating a monthly income for you.
So how would I then do that as a wealth engineer with DuPont?
So we support you with really bleeding edge technology. We're going to give you one of the most powerful apps in the country onto your phone, and we will do all the rest from a support process and position, from an administrative position. We do all of that for you. When you talk to someone about DuPont, all we ask you to do is connect them to us through the app, and we take it from there. Now, all the details around this, we don't have enough to get into. You can find on our website, www.dewpoint.net, and also on all of our social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube. You'll find the extended descriptions of what we're talking about this morning.
So there might be someone who's probably heard of this kind of an idea, and they're probably asking themselves, is this like a networking company? What is it? And how many people would I need to tell about DewPoint as a wealth engineer?
Yes. Well, we have borrowed some of the minor elements of traditional network marketing in the model that we've got, in the sense that we ask you to talk to people.
Yeah.
But one could say that about any business, couldn't we? The rest is all completely unique. We've built this from the ground up in what we call the 21st century South Africa, with our 21st century South African problems. We've built it in that set of circumstances. So we don't like to say we're traditional network marketing because we don't feel we are. There might be some elements you could match, but this is something we believe is completely unique in its structure in South Africa today.
So I want to be part of this, Brendan. How do I become a wealth engineer?
Super, super simple. There's already tens of thousands of wealth engineers out there. If you've met one and know one, talk to them. They'll get you connected into DewPoint. But alternatively, if you don't know an existing wealth engineer, just go to our website, www.dewpoint.net. It will explain the whole process to you. Click the blue Getting Started button and it'll take you there. We'll support you from that point forward.
Sounds easy enough.
It is, and we've put into it all the training you're going to need as well. So included in the whole thing is the training. You can get in there and we'll help you, as we say, show you how to build wealth in South Africa.
Yeah. And costs that are associated with this, are there any?
There are. It's going to cost you 249 Rand a month.
Oh.
We feel it's a negligible amount. One of the objectives, as we said in the beginning, was to build a business that was genuine. If we're going to be genuine, then we have to have a proper flow of income.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we don't want to put you at risk. So your greatest risk with DewPoint is 249 Rand. And in fact, for that, you get a whole lot of benefits. If you jump onto our website, you'll see all the benefits you get for the 249 beyond the wealth creation business that we've built as well. And one of the things we're the most proud of at DewPoint is that DewPoint is not a kind of business that creates a little bit of supplemental income on the side. DewPoint is genuinely there to create a lifetime income for you. And we have people from the age of 18 all the way through to 65 that are using DewPoint at the moment, some to build an entire career with us, their primary source of income. Others to supplement paying for school fees, paying for university, medical aid, supplementing their traditional income, and others to pay for their retirement. We cater for everyone. If you're an accountant, a scientist, an engineer, a teacher, DewPoint works for you. It's not something that's the kind of on the side, like a hobby thing.
Yeah.
It is a genuine alternative to traditional employment in South Africa today.
Brendan, thank you so much for your time. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for the information. Now, if you are determined to change your future and willing to work for it, then it's time you became a wealth engineer with DewPoint. It's possible to get all South Africans earning a reliable and regular income again. Look out for DewPoint's ads on TV and social media platforms and follow them to see just how many lives they've changed already. Who knows, perhaps your face will be amongst the success stories in the future. Start now by contacting a DewPoint wealth engineer or by going to www.dewpoint.net. Sign up and start building your income today.